Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, it's satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice, hotter than the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell. I ain't fooling, count your tail. I'm a live one.
Hello, don't know, I've got the giggles for some reason. Good evening and welcome to Glasgow Polo Live for more music, memories and mayhem with me, Scott MacArthur.
And me, Andy Muir, and apparently we've gone back in time.
Away, how's that?
Just check a look at it doesn't matter. Glasgow Polo Live, 2nd of April, 2012.
Woo! So we have. You could have told me that earlier.
I just noticed it.
Oh, God. Excellent. Well, what happened in we better not go there. I thought you were being a smart arse about Australia's time zones or something.
We're back to the future again.
You're such a pedant. Nobody would have noticed that. See, if you had to, well, probably one other person would have noticed it, yeah.
Mate, I just looked at it and went, come on.
Anyway, good evening,
Good morning.
everyone. What time is it with you?
It's 7:32 a.m.
Oh, goodness, that's dedication, mate. Well done. Well
in the
done.
morning.
Right,
It is
housekeeping.
Right.
Housekeeping. Before we start, you'll see on the screen I've got the little thing Andy and I would like you to click. If you're coming in from the Facebook group, we'd like your name in the chat, so please click on that. It's at the top of the announcements in the Facebook group. It just means your name comes on because it's a bit rubbish if it just says Facebook user because we can't give you any abuse if we don't know who you are. So if you don't mind clicking that, that would be fantastic. As normal, tonight we've got all sorts of nonsense going on, and then we've got the after show Zoom, and I'll put the details of that in the chat later. So how are you, mate? Are you all right? 7:30 in the morning?
Yes. I woke up and I thought, I should be doing something.
Getting ready for this.
Holy moly. 7 o'clock. I don't know if you've had a cold shower in the morning.
Yeah. Raymond says, good evening, my 9,000 friends. God, yeah. Amazing.
Did that guy below him say hello, Raymond?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hello there. That's Doug. Hello, Doug. Good evening. Look, see, Facebook user. You're doing it deliberately to wind me up, aren't you? You're doing it deliberately to wind me up. This. I'm getting the hang of this now. I know what they're like.
That was me.
Was it you? Was it?
Yeah.
Here's hi Tony, Robin. How you doing? Hello from East Kilbride. East Kilbride. Good memories of East Kilbride. Olympic Ballroom. Nicky Dread. Oh, that was a dodgy night. That was anyway. Bon here. Hi. How you doing? Nice to see you, Tommy. Good to see you. You're now called the marketer, right, Tommy? You're the marketer because we need a nickname for you because you've been doing so much marketing for us. It's unbelievable. So thanks, mate. We will. Anyway, so what we're going to do tonight, mate? What have you been listening to this week?
Nothing new.
Oh, a
little bit of Dust Coda. A little bit of Dust Coda. You heard
Good.
Yeah.
Don't think I have. Was that from that new group? Was that a group that you sent us around?
Yeah, it was. But Derek McAdam, one of our listeners, watchers, viewers, He put me onto them as well. So it's good.
This
It's
is
very
a
good.
Facebook
it's
group
good.
called
They're
the
very-
New Wave of Classic Rock,
Yes.
and you're not allowed to
Do you
post
like-
anything. Was it 2010 or something?
Yeah. No, or 10 years old.
Aye,
10.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Some good bands on there.
yeah, pretty good. Pretty good
Yeah.
band.
I've been listening
Yeah.
to a Scottish band, Mason Hill.
Right.
Bloody good.
Let's see if
They're
we-
really
we
good.
should see if the granddads went to the Apollo.
They might have done. It's good to see there's some young
Yeah,
rock
I'm on.
bands about. They're really good. There's a song, the new song's called DNA. It's excellent. Really good.
Right.
Really, really good. So who's all in? Here's Cheryl saying hello. Good evening, Cheryl. How you doing?
Good morning.
We've got a Facebook user. Hello from Bristol. Hit the link. Nice to meet you though. Nice to see you. Don't know who you are. That's the problem. Yes, it does work, John. It works
Where is the
fine.
link?
Chris is answering. Gents is stretching it a bit. Tommy, Chris, I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Can you put the link in the? Doesn't matter.
what do you want? No, do it. Come on. Very
Put the
professional.
link in the description of in the chat of
Ah,
the chat.
All right, hang on. I'll do that now then. I'll just do it now while we're thinking. This one here. Right, I can't do it. I can't do things at once. Hang on. Edit. Right, there you go. So John just proved it works. So here, I'll stick it in here. I don't think I can do it in Facebook from here, mate. You'll have to do it if you can grab it from there. Anyway, tonight,
Right.
few things, a little bit of a change to the build program. But we're going to have this guy on, Ronnie. I hope you're there, Ronnie. Ronnie Costley. We debuted his new single Harmony Row about the Apollo and Green's Playhouse last week. Unfortunately, Ronnie's not quite been able to get it all together for this week to join us. He was going to come on and have a chat with us, so I've put that off until another week. He's got all his shit together, but he's sorting out the various places where you can fund the single, and they've got a video on the way and all that sort of stuff. So it's a fair enough decision. So he's not on tonight, which just means you're going to have another 20 minutes of Andy and I talking nonsense. But I'm sure you can cope with that after all these months. This is show 19.
Woo!
Amazing. +1, really. Show 20.
Yeah, I'd
Next
say
week-
20.
I know, but the first one was only half an hour long and it wasn't just you and I talking crap.
No. What's the difference?
I don't think much has changed. We've got good stingers now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folk watching now. What's the stalker saying? Whoever calls themselves Facebook user is an absolute parasite and a scorn of the air. I see you're in the mood tonight. Are you on the soda pop again, mate? You on the, what was it, Orangina or something last week? So anyway, thanks for
Regina.
So we're going to start where we normally start, dude. We're going to start here. Still leads to shadow drumming every time you put it on, doesn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
I love it. Well, we should have just did. But oh no, doesn't matter.
Oh,
We
I'm
got
just
Emerson,
talking
Lake and Palmer on.
Right, here we go. Here it is.
We'd be off. We'd be off in a second.
And yes, again.
That's the old list, mate. Jesus,
No, it's-
sent you a new one.
Okay,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Nobody notices except you and a couple of pedants. Come on.
mate. There's 9,000 pedants on this page, and they all know stuff that we don't know.
Oh, I know they do. Oh, somebody's
Emerson,
voting. I've got the show number wrong. Hang on. No, it is show 19. It is show 19. Honestly,
All right, okay.
if I
See,
said
told
19
you.
last week, it's because I was drinking because of the Scotland game. Either that or it was Andy's fault.
See,
Wasn't it
told you. Told you people know. People know stuff that we don't know, even though we know it. Right, Emerson, Lake
Come
and Palmer. Classic of the time.
50 years ago, man.
I know, 50 years ago. I wasn't even born. Oh, yeah, I was.
Oh, you were.
That's right. I was born.
Well, you weren't in your
Um,
head. I don't believe I was born then either, but I kind of was.
No, I don't think I was in my head either. Still not.
What did you think of ELP? Did you like them?
Yeah, they're good.
Right.
I like it when they stab Hammond organs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Can't
they're,
do a
they're,
stab
they
in the organ.
would have been a great show, I think.
They put big shows on, didn't they? They were into their big
yeah.
shows.
I mean, you know. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Yes, I just said that, Andy. What are you talking? You're talking in third person now. Jesus, I'm too tired. Glenn Campbell, and he did 2 nights that week. I listen to some Glenn Campbell when I'm doing research for this. You don't think I do research, but I did. Neil Young with Crazy Horse. That was what got us hoiked off
Kicked
Facebook
off last week. Can
Yeah, but I did
you
listen.
believe that they kick us off for that? The bastards.
Well,
Ah, dear.
stupid,
Anyway,
stupid thing anyway. I think it's not really. Anyway,
they've
it
even,
wasn't.
they've even on YouTube, and incidentally, thanks for everybody who's joined the YouTube channel. 72 of you now, or nearly
Brilliant.
100, Andy. Yeah, but on YouTube, when you put a video on now, there used to be 3 steps when you put the video on. There's an extra step now called check, and they actually check for copyright as you're uploading.
I
They've
did
really
that
gone
last
for it. Sorry.
Yeah. I was uploading something last week, and they asked me that. I said yes, it's copyright mine. Yeah, Pace Ashton Lord. I do not know much about this band, and I should know much about this band because
Short-lived, but very good, apparently.
it's got Ian Pace and Screaming Lord Such. No, it's got Ian Pace and John Lord and Glenn. Oh, I forgot his name. That guy Ashton.
Don't worry,
We talked
somebody will
about
be
him
on.
about 3 weeks ago. I forgot he recently died. I think. And the support band was Bandit, Motorhead, and well, I've see on my list. My list is different because I've got Motorhead and Girls' School, which would have been a cracking gig. John Denver. Well, that Motorhead gig was
I
probably
bet that
would
was
have been
wicked. Yeah.
super loud. I was reading stuff about a concert they did, and the crowd were going, "It's not loud enough. It's not loud enough." So then we turned his amp up full,
Oh
and
dear.
then his amp died. And then he went, "Oh," and then Fast Eddie had to keep playing the riff while they got a new amp
Really?
at super loud volume. Then they mic'd that up again, mic'd his
Brilliant.
new amp up. Anyway, it ended up at the end of it. Lemmy apologised for it being too quiet. He'd blown an amp up. Girls' School. See, that's the one you're missing from your list. Girls' School.
Wait a minute. That means that the code must have been wrong. So the error lies with you, my friend. The code must have been wrong, or the database must have been wrong. And who looks after that?
I added it in yesterday,
Ah.
and I sent you a copy of this yesterday.
Dear. All right. I shouldn't argue with him, should I?
Yeah. It's a database. Things get updated and deleted and not amended. Jeez, that's what things happen. John Denver. He making no jokes about airplanes.
Nope.
Andre Crouch and the Disciples. I actually had a look at. Oh, that's a nice T-shirt.
You just noticed.
I just noticed. Where'd you get them?
He put all this effort into making new slides for him. To make his bit look good.
Where do you get those T-shirts?
Oh, maybe I'll put it up on the screen, Andy.
Right. Okay. This wasn't contrived at all. Right. That Andre Crouch and the Disciples. I had a look at his stuff yesterday. Yeah, it's gospel music with a gospel message. He was gospel singer and he led a gospel band.
Takes all sorts.
He didn't. Well, no, come on.
I only said it takes all sorts. We have people that
he didn't have
a guy who went to that gig.
He didn't have a great life towards the end of his life, but he was racked with illness and stuff. But
oh dear.
I watched a video of him when he was about 71 or something, and he did look rather ill, but he was still playing the piano. Stiff Little Fingers and Another Pretty Face. Why do I always feel regret that I never saw Stiff Little Fingers at the Apollo?
Yeah, it's annoying.
And heaps of people I know.
I'd like to have seen them as well, mate.
Yeah, brilliant band. I love. I've told you chaps that have you chaps.
Oh, yeah, what's out?
I've told our viewer that I saw them in Sydney, and they were brilliant, and I knew all the words, and I hadn't listened to them for a long time, but I knew all the words because it must have just been.
Oh, they're outstanding. They're great.
In engraved or embedded in my teenage brain and is waiting to come out. Pat Travers, that would have been a great gig. They also had a guitar. There was a guy called one of his guitarists there was called Pat Thrall. Do you know him?
Oh, I do. Yes, yes.
Yeah, he did an album with Glenn.
I remember
Hughes.
that album he did with somebody without any musical talent. Yes, we'll come back to him later.
That's a great album. That is a great album. You should give that another go.
I've probably got that album actually.
You should have a listen to it. It's brilliant. Blood, Sweat and Tears and War. That was War was with Eric Burdon, I think.
All right, okay.
It was like a double headliner, so
Right.
they probably were on the same record label, I bet.
Aye,
So
aye.
they would do that. Steel Eye Span. I only know one song of theirs. I should have done more investigation. Sorry.
Yeah, you should have done.
UFO. Sadly, no one came up with support for them. I can't remember. I tried to look, but I couldn't find any support for that. So database goes unamended. Shakin' Stevens, and that would have been. I think I read something last week about Shakin' Stevens.
There was.
It was in the Evening Times there.
Yes.
Did you read that too?
I did read it. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone said they'd gone to the concert, then shot off to the hotel to where he stayed, and the big security guard was like, "Hey, get away, you wee munchkin!" And Shaky came out and said, "It's fine. I'll sign this stuff. It's all right. No bother."
Yes.
I don't think he said no bother. He said, "All right, mate." That kind of thing. Oh, no, where was he from? He had a sort of country accent. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm waffling now. Foster and Allen.
Yeah.
Were they folky? No, were they Irish?
Kind of middle of the roady sort of. I mean, not the sort of music my dad would like, Andy.
All right, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And then there was this gig.
Yes.
It was a not much talked about gig.
No.
I thought it would have been more publicity about it, but Elvis supported by Led Zeppelin on Friday the 1st.
Yeah.
Of April
for the encores.
I know. Yeah. You imagine that? That would have been brilliant.
It would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody swallowed that. I think when you're doing that sort of thing, a little bit of subtlety, but I commend you for the effort though. It was a good idea.
What?
Did you see what he did to Susan's tickets? Did you see it, folks? Susan, new member, got all excited. Hi Susan, if you're there. Sent in her tickets. Really interesting mix. Some quite interesting stuff there. I'm very, very keen on a bit of Japan and a bit of Leo Sayer. And then this Elvis Presley ticket arrived. It took Andy about 3 days to do that. So, you could have at least engaged with him.
No, it took about 10 minutes, actually. Which was quite good because I'd never done that kind of thing before.
I thought it was very convincing.
First glance, you would have went, "Oh, what?"
Well, exactly. Well, there was one of them this week. I'll come back to that in a minute. There really was a what moment for me this week. I thought it was somebody taking the mickey, but
I was very pleased that not many people said, "Oh, I can see the ticket. It's a joke." A couple of folk did at the start, so I deleted because I didn't put the correct instructions just to give me a thumbs up just to make sure you'd seen it. But I thought it was quite good fun, and I'm glad. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope they were looking down the list and went, "Hold on,
missed that, yeah."
Elvis and Led Zeppelin. What?
There's a few comments here just telling you what you get wrong and stuff as usual. All
right.
There's quite a lot. Hold on, Facebook error here from Bristol.
Ashton. That's right. Yeah.
Facebook user from Bristol has operator error. Not surprised. Phone Susan. She's really good in the tech. Not sure how my name pops up. It's in the chat earlier on, but we'll not go back to that just now.
Is it? I don't see it.
I put it in the chat.
Don't see it.
It's up there somewhere. Yeah, it's there twice. You put it on.
I didn't.
Well, it came in from the YouTube channel. Is that not you?
No.
Whoever the YouTube person was, thank you very much for putting it in the chat. It is there. Right, James is dominating the chat. James, calm down. Here's David Renfrew. Hi, David. How you doing? Saxon supported Motorhead. There you go. On the 28th of March, 79, as far as I can recall. First time I saw them. That would have been a loud gig, that.
It's just because I looked up the Motorhead tour details, and I don't want to argue with the guy, but it does say girl school. Either Saxon just did one gig on the tour, or
maybe. After me slagging off James, he put something very relevant in. Copyright is copy shite. You're absolutely right. I think we're in an interim phase with the copyright thing. I think it's all going to have to change because it's getting completely silly.
I don't think we are. I think we're in an age of they will clamp down more because of the TFNs or whatever it is, TFGs, TFNs. You know, these fungible things?
Or the fungible, non-fungible. Yeah. I think, well, that basically non-fungible means it's digital technology that can't be copied.
Yes, it can be copied.
Only if you've got the code.
The actual thing can be copied.
No, the whole point of it is it can't be copied.
No, the whole point of it is one person owns that right.
Yeah.
For ownership. Anyway, but they can copy it.
They can copy it, but not the general public.
Yes, they can. Anyone can copy it.
Oh, God. Bernie Marsden, we picked that one up. Thank you very much, Derek. Here's James saying, I'm not keen on gospel music, nor me. What was that Christian rock band called? Was it Strip? What were they called?
It wasn't Stripper. Striper.
You never know.
YouTube channel.
Oh, what are you doing? Popping up and talking to me. Double Scots. It's not good.
Not too Scots. Good evening, Facebook user. It's Liam Rogers from East Ayrshire. Hello, Liam. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Graham's in. Max in. Sorry. Evening, gents, from sunny COVID Vegas. Tony Ashton was the A in PAL. Originally Ashton, Gardner and Dyke. Resurrection Shuffle hit single. There you go. I knew they would know. And Chris has just said Shakin' Stevens was Welsh. Yes.
Yeah.
That was it. He's got about 15 kids, isn't he? Foster and Alan were folky, but they were pish. Can't argue with that. Tony's saying I was at the...
You can argue with that.
What? My dad? No, it doesn't count. I was at UFO concert, but I can't remember the support, but sometimes get held up in the pub. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Me too, mate. Yeah. And here's we're getting an internal argument here, replying to Chris. You are also Welsh, but not that kind of Welsh. Oh, dear me. Right. And then finally, before we move on, David from Renfrew. I keep saying David from Renfrew. I'm sorry, David. That's terrible. Listen to Dred Zeppelin's first album for the full effect. All right, we need to listen to that, mate. I think
That's good.
I've heard a good album. Yeah. Quite like the sound of that. Oh, there you go. Striper. That was close. Facebook user, thank you. I'm assuming that's Liam.
Would anyone get injured in that? Well, who would they sue? If you got a Bible in the head.
Oh, dear. Right.
Bad.
Before we get into an argument or there's any lightning strikes hit us, we're going to do the next bit.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. How well prepared are you?
How ill prepared or how well prepared?
Well prepared.
Well, I did my homework last night.
Oh, excellent. Hello, Barry. How you doing?
Doesn't mean to say it's any good. You know, the dog ate it. Well, this week, this exciting week, we have 9,081 members.
Good grief.
Amazing. I'm still amazed that we've even got 9, but 9,081 is pretty good. It's very good, actually. I'm enjoying the interaction with people, new people. It's great. And we had 57 new users this week. New members, not users, members.
Fantastic.
We had 6,226 active members, which is amazing. This week there was 74 posts. It doesn't sound a lot, but there was 5,833 reactions. So that was, most of them were Derek McAdams.
That was Derek.
Getting thumbs ups for everything.
Other Derek,
And,
yeah.
Derek, and there was 1,596 comments. Thank you, everyone, for
Unbelievable.
commenting. It's amazing that you do.
Yeah, it's
Taking your time out your day to have a wee, either a slagging match or a congratulations with someone, or an argument, or no, you're wrong. It wasn't Saxon. It was girls' school.
There was a few wee arguments this week, wasn't there?
I had a really good laugh at the. Oh, I saved it. Hold on, I saved it. It's a bit about Whitesnake stuff.
That was fantastic. I've written.
I was laughing my head off. Well, I wasn't laughing my head off, but I was laughing. But when people were going, did you read that one? About
I did. I've got them written down.
All right. Okay. Well, you could do that.
Do that in a minute.
Right. Anyway, so I'll give you the top 5 contributors this week. Contributors. Number 5, Graham McDonald. Number 4, Farrell Frank. Number 3, Jane Porteous. Number 2, William McGachan. And he, I just love saying McGachan because it's a good name. McGachan. Oh, we could get. Wouldn't it be great if we? Well, anyway.
No.
And number 1 was Derek McAdam with he had 30 posts this week.
God,
no, not this week, but he's had 30 posts recently, and he always a conversation start. Lots of conversations start with Graham, Derek stuff. Yeah, very good. I've enjoyed this week. It was very good.
It's been very good.
Yeah.
I think I've got a coded message here from someone over on Twitter. Hi everybody, a question. Dr. MacArthur, you are cousin of McDonald. Hello Ewan, how you doing? That's a bit of a coded message. I know who that is. Nice to see you in here, mate. Thanks for joining us. So what was the? Let me just see if I can get myself back on track here. Yeah, there was 2 or 3 things I really liked. And you mentioned one of them. I think I'll start with that because it was absolutely brilliant. I can't see with my glasses on. Claire Carruthers posted about Whitesnake, known from 1984 as Shitesnake, when they were doing a gig in the late 90s and the bus strike was on. Is that the one you were talking about, mate?
Yeah.
And it was amazing because the band put on buses to get folk back to various parts of Glasgow. Incidentally, Magnum were the support act that night. That would have been a good gig, that. 2 great singers on stage, absolutely brilliant. But then we had, honestly, a hilarious Stevie Flynn started it saying there ain't no bus in the heart of the city. Then Paolo Stefano said walking in the shadow of the bus. Ian Cuthbert.
I'm a bus hunter, baby.
What?
Did you see? I'm a bus hunter, baby.
I am a bus hunter, baby. That would fit. That was good.
Yeah.
So you're very creative, you lot. That was really funny.
Here I walk again on my own. That was
standing in the rain, crying in the rain.
Might just take your bus.
It just went on and on and on and on and on and on. It was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was really
double decker, but you wouldn't have liked that song.
It was very funny. But
it's a huge
so that was one that really jumped out for me. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And then we had a few photos, and I've got a picture of it. I don't know if you did we have this ticket before of the Andrea Crouch thing?
No,
I'd never seen it.
Tom, Jack just sent me that earlier.
Right.
But if the person,
I think it was
I'll
Ian
find out.
Baird. I think it was Ian Baird. Ian Baird put it
Ian Baird. Well, Ian, if you're there,
good man.
I'll take that from the site if you don't mind, and I'll give you a credit and put it on the website.
Fantastic. And it's great when we get these rare ones. It's really brilliant. Doesn't matter.
You should have put that super rare Elvis one up.
Aye, absolutely.
I thought you would put that up.
I've got it. Well, I had it. Then it was there. Look, see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. Yeah. I
should maybe have made it bigger. I purely by I didn't put this deliberately, Derek. If you're watching, I got your name there, Derek. Right? It's either Flavel or Flavel. What do you reckon? Flavel in Glasgow.
I don't know.
If you're in
Flavel.
London, it would definitely be Flavel, but
Yes.
could be Flavel. But this is a picture of him when he was just a wee boy. Isn't that brilliant? Walking up the steps.
Yeah. I'm
I love
pretty sure he had my haircut. I had his
it. Like
haircut.
it. It does look like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe still got your hair, but that was brilliant. I love that, Derek. If you're on, mate, that's just a sort of photograph we like to see. We don't get enough photographs like that. I'd like to see a lot more like that because it was so evocative at the time. Right, the other thing that came on, now this one really surprised me. I don't get surprised anymore with the Apollo. Well, I do with you lot, but not with information coming in that I had never heard before. But it was Derek McAdam, who else, who put this ticket on, this poster up, the Hell on Earth tour. Metallica were going to be playing the Apollo. Well, upstairs at the Apollo. Metallica.
Oh.
Now, it didn't happen. It got called off, and I found this on the socials, that apparently they weren't selling any tickets anywhere, and the most they'd sold was 14 at the Mayfair. So they cancelled it. But that's up there with the Sex Pistols, mate. I mean, that in fact, personally, it's above the Sex Pistols for me, but isn't that amazing? I had no idea that Metallica almost played the Glasgow Apollo.
And you got a pound off.
Aye. So thanks, Derek. I thought that was absolutely amazing. And
That's cool.
never seen it before. Honestly, that is an absolute new one in me. I don't. Had you ever heard of that? I'd never heard of that.
No, hadn't
Brilliant.
heard of that.
Really good, really good. So the other ones that we had, there was a good one. Tim Peck, and this again surprised me in a sense. Tim put a post up about, it was a question, he just asked a question, which is always a dangerous thing to do, right? You'll know now not to do it again. The question was, did Devo ever play the Apollo?
Yeah.
In the game,
Well,
and
first off, you should be checking glasgowpolo.com.
Exactly. If I could do it quick enough, I'd put the address of the website up, but I can't do it quick enough. But anyway, it was quite interesting because there really was a big response to that. 80 odd comments, I think, when I looked at it. Yeah. And I kind of thought it was, I mean, we talked about Devo once before, didn't we? I think it was show 11 or something. And they were actually all right. I mean, I always thought they were odd, but they were quite good odd. I mean, I quite liked them, actually. I thought they were I hadn't heard the end of their music until one of you guys actually said to us on the show before that you should listen to Devo. So I did, and I thought they were quite cool. And I saw I think it was a gig they did, one of the festivals in the early 2000s, and they were a pretty tight band. But a few things came up. That was the We Are Not Men, We Are Devo tour. Yeah. And there's people sending in badges they'd kept from, back in 78. Absolutely fantastic. And then there was another bit that I got quite into it because I had a bit of time today. And turns out Devo were up for a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're already there, mate, aren't we? It's dead easy, we're in already. We are, the book got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame about quite a long time ago. And apparently the mayor in their hometown made the 1st of April Devo Day.
Right.
Devo Day, cool. Which is quite interesting. So I thought that was quite cool. That may have been April Fool, of course, but I thought it was quite a good idea. Quite a good story. So thanks, guys, for sharing that one with us. I thought it was really good. It was really, really good. And the other one that came up that I thought was a lovely story, Andy, I don't know if you saw it. There was a guy called, I think it's Graham Kellis, Kela.
Yes, Kellis, yes. I read that, yeah. And
he said that his dad was a professor of politics at the Glasgow University.
Yes, yeah. I love that.
And during the first devolution stuff that happened in 79, he used to play, when the kids were coming into class, he played We Are Devo at the start of the class. I thought it was brilliant. And then Graham finished it by saying he loved music. He was a bit different and a smart arse.
Yeah.
Excellent. So thanks for sharing that, Graham. I thought that was
that's a great memory.
It's a really good memory. So thank you very much for sharing that. And another couple came up as well. There was John Stark. I thought you asked a brilliant question. Had you ever spotted a non-musical celebrity at the Apollo? And as you'd expect, there was quite a lot there, and there's quite a lot of stuff that wasn't about the Apollo. But as you often get with these types of ones, but John had seen Roy Aitken at a Madness gig, and on it, off it went. There was people from the Still Game TV show. There was obviously Billy Connolly, Robbie Coltrane, folk for Taggart. And I remember seeing a non-musical guy. There was a band called Trapeze. Some guy singing with them, definitely non-musical.
Oh, you never saw Trapeze, mate. You
And,
never saw Trapeze. You're too
I'm
young.
only making it up. Get a grip. And then Jackie, I think it's Yule, Jackie. She saw Britt Eklund at a Rod Stewart gig.
Yeah. I read about that. Britt Eklund and Rod Stewart when he was doing the gigs there. Yeah. He had a
that was I thought that was
what was it? It was non-stop wine and champagne.
Whoa, what's that?
That's what the order was at the hotel they were staying at.
Oh, right, I see. Oh, it sounds good to me.
Keep it coming, mate. Yeah.
Oh, right. Now that was they were the main ones.
Oh, I remember a non. This is a stupid thing. A non-musical person at an Apollo gig.
Uh-huh.
I think some of our classmates spotted our physics teacher at a Whitesnake gig.
Really? That's a bit niche.
Is it Diggy Kingsman?
That's right. What you like?
He was there. They were shocked. Like a person over 20 going to a Whitesnake gig. That's what it was. You know.
Oh, dear.
We saw Mr. Kingsman at a Whitesnake gig last night.
Right, there's a lot of comments here. I need to try and get through.
There's a lot of comments.
I don't like to miss them, so let's just see if what we've got here. Facebook user Liam, I think. Looking through my own collection, I found a poster of Iron Maiden Glasgow in September '83 as part of the UK leg of the World Peace Tour. Excellent. We were at that. That was a fantastic gig. That I kind of been off Maiden for a while, and then when they I wasn't keen. What?
I wasn't at that World Peace.
Well, you know, I thought you were. Anyway, you were the one with the Egyptian thing.
Well, no, actually, I was. If it's '93,
I have this, but I mean, I don't trust my memory. But I thought you were. See, I've lost my train of thought now.
They'll come back to the station.
Well, James said, "Is everyone on here up for a big Rammy? As you lot are asking for me, asking for one. Moan then, the bloody lot of you. Oh, James, we love you, man. We don't want a Rammy. That's the last thing we need." Oh, it was Ian that posted that.
Hey, what's his name? McCavity. Right.
Aye. Yeah.
McCavity, you teaser. I'm quoting Frankie Miller there.
I know what you're doing. Right.
Yeah, it's for the listener who might not know that. Yeah.
You're mad. Ian said with Elvis was Stairway to Heaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ian. That would have been amazing. Imagine some gig like that. And Metallica is a great heavy rock group. They're a fantastic heavy rock group. Although they kind of forgot how to write songs, didn't they? In my opinion, I thought that St. Anger album's one of the worst albums I've ever heard. I could be wrong, of course, because music's subjective. Yeah,
music is subjective.
It's pish.
It's not a competition.
No, it's not a competition, but they weren't well at the time. At least the main man wasn't well, so I'll give him a bit of leeway there. Somebody said about Exciter. Exciter are a fantastic Canadian speed metal band. I listened to them a lot. And we saw the Rods. Who did the Rods support?
Oh my God, you're asking me questions.
Who was it the Rods supported? Yeah, mate, I think that must be Liam again. Liam, yeah, I think you're right. I've seen Exciter. I can't remember where it was, but I think it was in Manchester somewhere. But you'll know the detail, Liam, given your brain for death metal and stuff. You no doubt you'll know where it was. And James saying Carol Smiley on your Tennent's beer cans. I remember Carol Smiley on the Tennent's beer cans.
Was she on them?
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I've certainly heard folks saying that before.
Oh, right.
My fifth year teacher of English language was from Scotland. I copy his Scottish humour. Ah, right. Well, you're hiding it well. And Derek McCann just wrote Dio.
The Rods supported Iron Maiden.
Right. Right. Okay. Very good. Right,
Next
well,
week.
exhausted that. That's good.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They supported Iron Maiden 2 weeks ago in 1982.
God, yeah. Right. Anyway, let's jump on to my favourite part of the show.
39.
Well, the flooded in, mate.
Have they?
Aye. But we had a very
So-
nice contribution from Tommy, aka Bon Scott, who was on there encouraging folk to send us their memories. If you're new to
Did.
the show, this is where we would like people to send us video memories of the Apollo. It'd be great if you could do that. Because for a number of reasons, and I'm going to show you something that's linked to this in a minute. Hopefully we'll not get into trouble for it. I don't think we will. But we do believe it's culturally important that we gather these memories. So it sounds like I'm on a broken record here. I don't really mind and don't really care. I do think it's important. So believe me, I'm coming to Glasgow with a studio and I'm going to film you all. I'm going to get you in a pub and I'm going to make you talk to me for 30 seconds about your memories about the Apollo and Glasgow and all the rest of it. Because I think
he's just going to get pissed in Lauders.
well, yeah.
With his phone.
Yeah. The good thing, I mentioned this last week that Andy and I had been approached about contributions to this show on Fourth One called If Walls Could Talk. And I'm delighted to say there's a whole load of us ended up on the show. So it's post-production just now. They haven't given us an airing date yet. The producer, she's been really good actually. She's been on the phone and stuff a couple of times just thanking me and asked me to thank everybody tonight. So from the people behind the If Walls Could Talk show, thank you very, very much, guys, for responding to our shout out for little clips of your memories of the Apollo. And it's a great start because it kind of hopefully once we get that we can push for more of your memories, because I've heard a couple of them. Some of you kindly sent them to me as well, and they're brilliant. Fiona, yours was amazing, as was yours, Bon. But absolutely fantastic. And I think Tom Russell was going to send one as well, because I asked Tom if he would mind contributing as well. So hopefully we'll have more Tom as well to listen to. But because I didn't get any this week, I went looking for video. Right now, this is the bit slightly nervous here, but I think we're okay because this is from Reporting Scotland and there's no music on it, right? So I think we're all right. Now, some of you might have seen this before. It's not got a lot of hits on YouTube though. It's a David Bowie clip, and it's of the time just when they were talking about shutting the Apollo, and this is what he thought about the Glasgow Apollo. There's a bit of it is slightly funny, but we'll come back to that after I played it. It's only a couple of minutes.
Encouragement of the arts with a capital A has been Glasgow's aim for the last few years. Heavily subsidised by grants, the opera has taken its place in the city's cultural life. And football at Hampden is to be underwritten. But when it comes to catering for the kids from the sprawling council estates, culture develops a small C, and one councillor is already on record as saying their music loves are rubbish and give them a large field instead. Once the Apollo goes to the eyes down look in brigade, there's little left in Scotland for the 15 to 20 age group. Mecca find bingo more profitable, and theatre owners point to the cost of staging a tour like Bowie's as the reason for closures. But Bowie himself, cult hero to a generation that's grown up with the Apollo, considers Scotland a venue important enough to lose money on.
I started off here about 10 years ago, something like that. And it's always been a favourite of my places that I've played. And this is the first real tour of England that I've done in many years. And I thought it would be a good chance to see one of the people that we used to work for once upon a time up here.
So you would agree with most artists who play here who say that the Glasgow audience is probably one of the best audiences you can
It's
get?
an exceptionally exciting audience to work to, yeah.
Why is that? What happens?
They just seem very intoxicated with the idea of a theatrical show, I think.
You see, they were deprived of a certain amount of certainly rock music for a long time before the Apollo.
I hear they're going to again as well.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What happens? Do your tours or anybody's tours now stop? They don't come.
Mine wouldn't stop because I'd work in Scotland somewhere. I don't know where next time, but I'm always quite willing to bring my American show over to England because I can sort of make money around London, but of course doing these ones up here, it's a question of whether really wanting to do them. But I don't know where I would work if the Apollo went.
This is it. There's simply.
Well, it's as far as I know. Yeah, I get.
Have you played here before?
Yes, many times, but not for at least 7 years. I think 5 years. I think about 5 years.
Yeah, quite a lot of people. I think it was Paul McCartney was saying that the atmosphere in the Apollo itself is tremendous.
It's electric. It is electric. Yeah.
Is there a possibility that you might finish touring altogether? Because you're saying.
Oh, I doubt it. No, whenever I need some funds to put into something, I'll have to go out and tour, and I'll do as I usually do. Some of them will be for money, and some of them will be for wanting to do them.
And if the Apollo goes, if there's anywhere else that they put up, you'll come to?
I will ask my tour manager, Eric Barrett, where else there is to work, I guess.
But it would be dreadful if you could never work Scotland again.
Oh, of course, yes. I don't think that would be the case. I think I would work in Scotland, but where, I don't know.
How many councillors have braved the Apollo roar to judge what rock music means to the kids who've travelled from Inverness and further for a glimpse of the androgynous Bowie?
Oh, I'm really glad they didn't start that song, Andy.
Why? Oh, all right, I see. Yeah.
Wasn't that interesting? Very posh.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Very posh.
And,
like you when you're talking to Tom Morton.
I'm going to put that on the Facebook group. That's an interview I did with Tom Morton about 17 years ago, guys. So yeah, but I thought it was quite interesting. I mean, the cultural comment that we've been talking about, you mentioned. It's nice of him to come and play a gig in England, right enough, but it was.
I don't know if it sounded like they maybe took that a wee bit out of context, because they said, they might have cut it differently.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
And
he told, who was it, Alice Cooper? That's right. I've told this before, but he was on. I think Alice Cooper asked him where to play, and he said, "Well, if you're going to play anywhere, you have to play the Apollo."
Yes,
because you don't just turn up and just play and they love it. You have to turn up and do a good job, and they'll love it.
They'll have you,
but you'll know. Yeah, they'll have you. Yeah.
But so we hope you enjoyed that, folks. Because I'd seen it on YouTube, and it's actually in our YouTube channel now, on our YouTube channel now. But it was pretty good. The other thing that's on the channel as well is there's that little group that are gathering together old cine films from Glasgow at the moment. TV, I think they're called, and it's TEEVEE, I think. And they've actually got a cine film, 30 minutes of that show. On YouTube. There's no sound, unfortunately, so it's a bit unfortunate. We can't really. There's no point in really playing it. I mean, I might show some clips of it sometime, Andy, where I could put it into something else or something. But that was, I thought that was quite a nice wee film.
Yeah.
Nice film.
No, it was nice. It's good. Yeah. And you can see he's got like genuine sort of affection for the place. And
it's no without a doubt. Other wee bits just before
when they said the androgynous pop star, I was like, well, I don't know, he's not looking for it. But at some point, but not there, he wasn't. Yeah. Do you think they filmed the sound check?
Could have been. I think there was a noise there. I think there was a crowd noise. I think there was a bit of a crowd noise.
That was interesting. When they were talking, you could hear the crowd in the background. I don't know if they'd added that in later or something, but
maybe
it would be difficult to have an interview and then have that guy and have that noise going on.
No, absolutely.
You'd be wanting to do your warm up and get prepared, and
And here's Liam saying, Liam agreeing with me that St. Anger is the worst album I've ever heard. Utter pish. There you go, Liam. I agree with you.
What about the one you did with Lou Reed?
Oh God, that was pretty bad. Lulu. Oh God.
There you go.
Oh, I think you're right. Sorry, I stand corrected. Andy's right. But that was pretty bad. And here's Trevor saying he'd never seen that Bowie film before. Brilliant. Yeah, it is really good. It is really, really good. And see, when we're choosing these things, we sometimes hold ourselves back because we think, oh, everybody has seen these, but they haven't, have they? You know, you just got to take a risk and bang it on, because a number of times folk have said to us, "Oh, I'm a big whatever fan. I'd never come across that before." So it's great. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Lulu was shite as well. Yeah, yeah, it was. It really was. Key sentence. Boy saying the Apollo atmosphere was electric. Yeah, felt that at every gig I attended at the Glasgow Apollo. Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you, Facebook user. I don't know if that's Liam or not, but okay. So what else have we got to do? I've got a couple of things still I wanted to mention to everybody. Let me just make sure. Oh yeah, now I want to give the guys a plug as always from Rescued Recordings. Now the thing that I made a mistake last time, I didn't actually mention the whole team. And so there's Jack McCafferty, who's the guy. If you've never heard of Rescue Recordings, this is where one of the guys who's tuned in right now, normally anyway, Jack McCafferty's been collecting these recordings from the Glasgow Apollo for the last 7 or 8 years. He's managed to get together about 300 of them. Really good. The standard is fantastic. And as Tom Russell said to us a couple of weeks ago, it's even more important given that a lot of the tapes went missing after they were dumped when the German owners took over the ownership of the Apollo. So Jack and his team are doing great. And the other ones involved are Stephen McKinley and Stephen Wilson. And I'm glad to say it's not the Stephen Wilson who just produced that crap album, but someone who's very helpful and helps us to produce the Jack to bring these things to everybody. It's an absolute gold mine. Like, if you're not a member of the group, I know not a lot of you are, but every Friday they put up a recording. It's free of charge. It's just fantastic. So thanks, Jack, and the two Stevens. We really do appreciate what you do. And without you, we would have a fraction of the material that we can draw from. And in fact, Andy managed to find another source this week, didn't you?
Well, all I did was look up YouTube.
I know, but you found.
All I did was look up internet, but that was someone who's in the Rescued Recordings group. I don't know. Yeah, but he hadn't told Jack that he'd put it up, but I just found it on Internet Archive. I know you're not a fan of the Beat, but I was a big fan of the Beat.
The Beat are okay. I don't mind the Beat. Yeah. What was the other one? The other one was Peter Gabriel concert, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A really good recording. Top recording. So we'll play some of the Beat and of Peter Gabriel in
was that I was reading about the on the Facebook group yesterday about has any band ever stopped a song, and Gabriel was one of them, and I was wondering if that was on that recording.
That's a good point.
That might have been interesting to listen to.
We'll have to investigate.
Yeah.
We'll have to investigate.
Yeah. Just thought it might be, interesting to do.
No, that'd be good. So the only second one,
I know.
Sorry.
A lot of people don't like to start a song again. Just keep going, plow through. But if it's really bad, you'd want to start again. Yeah.
I remember. I think it was. Sorry, my mind doesn't remember exactly. I think it was Iron Maiden that they stopped. They might have been Ozzy or Iron Maiden. Might have been both of them that they stopped the song because the bouncers wouldn't let the kids down to the front. And I think it was Ozzy. It might have been Iron Maiden as well. I can't remember. Guys, tell me if you can remember. Your memories are much better than mine, I don't think. But anyway, one of them. And they stopped the song. The crowd got forward, and then they started the song again. I think that's the only thing I can remember.
Right.
There's John saying the Gabriel gig is out there. Yeah, and I tell you, there is a recording on YouTube, John, and it's okay. But the one that this guy has got, that Andy's got hold of, is a lot better quality. I mean, it is.
Jack has got hold of it.
Yeah, but you found it from Jack. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. But it really is good, John. So we'll try and we'll put a link on the page, and I'll try and put one of them together for the show next week. There's one other thing I forgot as well, Andy. There was quite a nice thing about Motorhead when we mentioned them earlier already, and whoever was supporting them. But there was a few people said, now this guy's name, Sean, I'm sorry if you're here, but it's Sean McSubine, Suibben, I think, or N-E. Not sure. I'm really sorry, Sean, if I'm getting your name wrong. Really sorry. He was backstage at Apollo gig. He knew somebody, and he said that Lemmy was really cool. And
Yeah.
following that post, there was a whole lot of other folk saying the same things. And there was one in particular I really liked. James O'Brien said that they were in the house having a drink, and Lemmy was on the puggy, and they'd offered to buy Lemmy a drink, and he said, "Nah, guys," and he said, I'll buy all of you one," which I thought was really
All
nice.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
and there was another few stories like that in the same
You like his
stream.
puggies, though. You like
He
his
liked his
puggies.
puggies. He did like his
Yeah.
puggies. But
Puggies
yeah,
for our non-Scottish viewers is what is it?
slot machine.
The slot machine. That's right.
God, you should
One-armed
know.
bandit.
Australia's infected by them, isn't it?
We're infested by them as well.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I know you did.
Ricky Price is saying
That's
Lizzie
right.
3. That's right. Yes. Yes. God, I've forgotten that. And there's Tony saying that I think I've some cassettes of some live shows. So, Tony, you need to get in touch with Jack because Jack will have a copy and he redigitizes them and does them up with Stephen and they release them. They're very good. So if you do have gigs, have a look at the list. All you need to do is join Rescued Recordings. We can't post a list because it's part of the group, but he's got a whole list on there. And even if your recordings are on there, if yours are your own recordings, you still want them because he's got that handy thing going on. You know, he wants to get the detail right. He wants to get every single minute detail recorded. Almost went into Tom Russell voice there. Right. So,
superb.
Exactly. Talking about superb. Now, I said earlier that I was hoping to play Peter Gabriel and I failed. So I was in a sort of proggy mood. I've been listening to quite a lot of Rush this week. Particularly I've been listening to the obvious ones. 2112. I think it's his anniversary this year, and it's just crazy how old it is now. But I was listening to 2112. I was listening to Moving Pictures, listening to Signals. I was doing quite a lot of walking, and then I got on to Genesis, and I thought, I wonder, and I knew there were Genesis recordings from the Apollo. So this is a Genesis song, and it's called "Dance on a Volcano," and it's from the Trick of the Tail song. Have you heard that one, Andy?
No, but I was just going to warn everyone: if we get bailed off,
well,
see you later.
If we get chucked off, we'll see you on the Zoom after show. I don't think we will though, because it's a rescue recording job, so we shouldn't do it.
Good.
So fingers crossed. Let's hope the copysheeters are not listening.
Hopefully see when it's over.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, maybe just see 2 or 3 of you again. But this is Genesis from the Glasgow Apollo. Not bad for a bunch of old boys.
No, well, they were young then, but yep, good.
Bill Bruford on the drums, genius.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. And I love on the album. I love that on the album because you got Steve Hackett giving it loudy and fantastic. And you can hear in that. I mean, I know it was sort of post-prog, and that was probably still a prog album. That one, there was still a prog album before the ballads came in and it changed, but it wasn't as esoteric as Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It was much more accessible, and I think it's why they went flat in the States after Gabriel left. One of the reasons, anyway, because that album was quite big in the States. So,
have you seen that documentary? Have you seen that documentary Genesis tour in America?
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah, it's very good. I haven't seen it for a long time. Yeah, I haven't seen it for a long time, but it's very good. Yeah,
I mean that tour that we're playing, the Trick of the Tail tour, that there is a DVD of it, and part of that's at the Apollo. We played it before. Right. Remember, we played it. I wasn't sure if it was the Apollo, but everybody told me it was. I believe them. It would just. I think what confused me was there was a ramp with the photographers on it, like at the AC/DC gig. Same thing, you know, the photographers and the cameramen. It just confused me a wee bit, but yeah, what a band! And it's. I saw Cheryl and Bond saying that they were hoping to go and see Genesis tonight. But it's now been moved to October. Isn't that interesting? Coincidence. I don't know how Phil Collins is going to survive this tour. He just looks so frail. Andy's ready to step in. He's got his Phil Collins look on. Right, Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. That was nice. He's a good singer. He used to be in a good band.
Yes, I've had that before. Yes.
Yeah. And
You look like Phil Collins. What?
there's a few
Baldy fat
comments
guy.
here.
What?
Oh, James is very forthright tonight. Anyone who doesn't like Genesis from 69 to 76 needs to reassess themselves mentally, physically, and musically, because this is a godlike and expendable. Yeah, well, I agree, but they never really got the notoriety. Although everybody talks about how they liked Peter Gabriel in Genesis, they never got. I mean, I saw the documentary that they did recently when they were all in it. They're all staring at each other like, "I hate you," you know that one. And it was quite. Yeah, Gabriel was the man for me as well. I mean, I think it was. I actually hadn't heard Genesis before I was a Marillion fan.
Yeah.
So I went back the way, and I didn't hear it at all until I started to listen to the likes of that track. Because in that track, you can certainly hear Marillion, early Marillion, and even Rush stuff in there, which is quite interesting. But yeah, James, I think you've been quite harsh, but I tend to agree with you. Is that all right, Andy? Is that was gentle enough?
Yeah.
And,
I just said it was a bit noodly for me, but yeah.
And here's Ian saying, "Is that really the same band that did Alien?" You know what I think, Ian. And a Facebook user, I've always liked Genesis and Phil Collins solo stuff. Great recording, very proggy. Yeah, it was. It was good, that wasn't it? And interestingly, this is very geeky, but the recording that's been separated from the original recording, and whether it's been redone, reproduced, it's much better than the other recording that's on YouTube. So that's why I was a wee bit nervous, but only 5%, Andy, because I thought maybe somebody had, because the other band I was going to put on tonight, and I chickened out. I was going to play the Rosillos. I was going to play a whole album because it's only going to take about 6 minutes for the whole album, but it looks like it's a proper album. The Rosillos live at the Apollo.
Album, yeah.
So I didn't want to risk it. Because it'd been quite nice to have some punk on, but maybe another week we'll see if we can find something. So I think that's it tonight, mate. Do you enjoy that?
Enjoy?
Yeah.
Yes, of course I enjoyed it. Yes, it was very good.
And saying
I was going to tell a story from the
tell
Apollo.
It then. All right. Come on then.
Right. Hold on, I need to find it. I thought it was very funny. It was this website's so slow. God,
is that our website?
Seriously. Or it's just the fact that this computer's got about 1 million things on it. Anyway, it was Ian Hunter from Ian Hunter Band, and he was saying he got presented with a sold out trophy. Here it is. Here it comes. It just came up. He said, "We were there the night." Well, there was the night when the manager came into the dressing room after the show with one of those statuettes they gave you if you sold out. He says he still has mine. He still has his, and he said he had a bandage around his head, though with copious amounts of blood was dripping. I asked him what happened. He said quite matter-of-factly that they hadn't opened the doors on time, glass panelled as I recall, so they used him as a battering ram. Another fond memory was sitting in the stalls at the sound check when being introduced to the entire Alex Harvey family. The Harvey family by Alex, and he said one bloke punched him on the arm and said, "Brilliant!" And then he said, "God knows what would have happened if they didn't like us."
Exactly. That's it. The Glasgow audience being affectionate.
Yeah. All right, mate. Brilliant.
David Renfrew. These stories are priceless. That's why we need to get them recorded. Tracked down the Human League Dare tour at the Apollo. One of the encores was Destination Venus by the Rosillos. Oh, right, really? No, I think did we not play that Human League song? I think you slagged me off for choosing an obscure track.
Yeah.
We will, Derek. Thank you. I'll take a note of that. And we will do that because the Rosillos have got quite a history with the Apollo, and I know there's a lot of punk fans on here that would like to hear that rather than rock and prog all the time. So we'll try and find some gospel music and some punk.
It's not. It's just the fact that there's more bootlegs.
Yeah.
Sorry, rescued recordings.
Yes.
Recordings of original something. I forgot. Recordings of something. I can't remember. It's
On
a
that-
bootleg to me.
Yeah. On that, we're going to say goodnight. Now, I hope you can join us over on the Zoom chat. It gets a bit silly over there, but it's great fun. We've had some real good laughs. So if you get a chance, join us. The Zoom address is at the top of the Facebook group. If you can't find it, just post that you can't find it in the Facebook group, and I will send you it. It's the same every week, so just find it at one point somewhere, and I'll be there. It'll be on there about 3 minutes. Andy and I'll have a quick chat afterwards. But don't rush away, because we've got a new end. Right? You ready, Andy? Da, da, da. Right. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.